Soldiers of Shoot.
Soldiers of Shoot. It is I, Hollywood Edwards, and with me is a special guest tonight. Prepare to be shocked and amazed, fellow SOS members. There is a reason that I have a guest with me tonight. Let me just say this really quickly. Coming off the heels of the AEW Double or Nothing over the weekend, a lot of positivity from the SOS. There was a comment made on one of our videos from a subscriber that said he gave the pre-show a shot, wanted to see if it was any different than the WWE, decided by the Casino Royale that it was no different, so he decided not to order the pay-per-view. But, even though I disagree with that, it was a negative. And then I started thinking to myself, maybe we need some negativity on the show. So I'd assume I could get somebody that I would assume would give me negativity. And who better than the next man on the mic you will hear to give me honest, raw AEW opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you from the YouTube channel, I can pause, from pillar to post, it is the one and only Joe White. White, what's up?
Private Whitey reporting for duty.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, White. Come on now. Come on, White Sandy Beaches.
Not Colonel Whitey or Lieutenant Whitey. I gotta start at the bottom of the totem pole.
White, we gotta process your paperwork first.
Well, everybody comes in as a pro. Okay, I'm in the ROTC detachment of the Soldiers of Shoot. How about
that? White, what's up? How's it going?
Oh, it's going good, man. I got a lot to say about this. Some of it's very good. A lot of it is very, very on the fence. The comment about the pre-show, let's get into that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because that pre-show, from a commentary standpoint, was awful. Excalibur goes about a mile a minute and just runs over the other two, or runs over Marvez. And I'm not a huge Alex Marvez fan.
Neither am I.
I mean, from a standpoint of, here's a guy that back in 2001 was writing and commentating for Meltzer. He's
also an NFL guy, right?
Yeah, he did NFL. But here's a guy, and the shows are out there, and they're very interesting to listen to. I know you're not the biggest Meltzer fan, and we'll get into Meltzer a little bit later, because like I said, you said an hour. An hour is not going to cover it. Sorry, I hope you got coffee.
Like the coffee's always on.
I got so much more to say that and I'm glad that you're having me on. Thank you for having me on. Because I have not released a video of my own from my channel because there's not enough memory on the cell phone. So Alex Marvez, if you remember, the shows are on YouTube if you search for them. Way back in the day when Meltzer did a radio show, he did Wrestling Observer Live on a website that was very, very early stages called eyada.com. Okay. And EYADA was like a radio station based out of New York. And for a fee, it was internet radio. You got Dave Meltzer, you got football talk, kind of like what, kind of like 1650, 1640, whatever we called ourselves. But it was live and around the clock.
All right.
And it was an online radio station. And one of these shows, if you go back and listen to it, was the Raw. It was after the Raw where they announced that WCW had been bought by WWE. Where Shane McMahon shows up.
Shane on Nitro.
Yeah, Linda McMahon, because she was CEO at the time of WWE, does a conference call with a bunch of reporters, and Alex Marvez is one of those reporters. And immediately after this press conference, he jumps on with Dave Meltzer and starts spilling the beans about what happened in the press conference. So he was one of Meltzer's little cronies back in the day. Why they made this decision to hire him and why him? Because it's like, here's a guy who really hasn't done anything in wrestling in a long fucking time. Where's he? Who?
I haven't seen a lot of positivity coming from what he did that night. I agree with you. He's not. I think he brought the team down.
I mean, the whole night I'm sitting here going, and I even tweeted out, why is Jim Ross here?
JR wasn't on the pre-show, White.
Well, not on the pre-show. I mean, I'm talking about overall the whole night now. But the pre-show, and this guy, the pre-show got a lot of flack. And here's the thing. If you go back and watch that before the bell thing that they did,
yes,
they show, when they cut to the Jim Ross part of things, they show Jim Ross and Marvez and Excalibur sitting in a room calling matches from All In. They've had how many months to practice this deal? How many weeks to practice and get this thing together?
Well, let me ask you this, White. And I agree with you. The commentary overall, I think, like AC and I had a conversation on our post show about it. JR was okay. And that by that, I mean he was great in spots, but he wasn't in others. And Excalibur was calling certain moves for him. Every time Marvez opened his mouth, I thought he was clunking up the broadcast. Yeah. So let me ask you this: what would you do? What do you want them to see? What do you want to see them do? 2-man booth or replace Marvez?
Get rid of Marvez. Go to a 2-man booth to JR and Excalibur.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would solve it too.
And have Marvez be a backstage guy.
Backstage interview guy. Yeah.
He's your backstage interviewer.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that. Absolutely.
And that's nothing against Marvez. I've never met the guy, never talked to the guy. I'm sure he's good, but just you've had how many months? This crap of it's their first show and you got to cut them some slack. Nope. Sorry, not when you're out there going, we're going to give fans their alternative. We're going to give fans what they want. We're going to strive to be our best. And then you have, when did they announce AEW? When did they announce this shit?
January, I believe.
January was their first. Okay, you've had 5 months, guys. 5 fucking months.
Here's the thing, though, White. What if they think he's good?
Then they're wrong.
I would agree, but that could be the answer.
And here's the thing, though. They strive. We're going to listen to our fans, and we're going to do this. Well, the overall fun thing that I've heard of the fans is that Marvez sucks.
Yes.
And then the overall pundits are sitting there going, well, it's his first show. He's got to open up more. That's no excuse when you've had, you did the press conferences. I thought he did an okay job at those press conferences. But when it came down to nut cutting time, as JR would say, he choked.
Yep.
He choked.
I absolutely agree, White. So you going into this show, did you decide that you were buying it before the pre-show?
I'll be honest with you. I came in off the road on Friday night or Saturday morning with every intention to stream it. I'm going to go find me in a stream. I'm going to go to my streaming site that I normally go to for stuff, and I'm going to stream it. And then I sat there and I was like, you know what? They're going to get my money out of me this one time. And if they impress me, they'll get it again. Because Comcast charges the promotional material for the show, I think, was $49.99. And it had MSRP under it, manufactured suggested retail price. Comcast charged $59.99 for the HD version.
Oh, jeez.
So I plunked down. They got my $60.
$49.99 here. I think most people paid $49.99 except for Comcast.
I can show you I almost took a picture of on my screen. $59.99. If people remember correctly, back when WWE was, well, they still do pay-per-view. But if people will remember back when the heyday of pay-per-view, the only time you saw a price that high was WrestleMania. I believe WrestleMania 30 was the last WWE pay-per-view to be offered at that price. I'm sorry. This show was not worth $59.99. Okay. It's not worth. I would have. And Solomon, You're out there, Solomon. I hear you, Solomon. He's on his damn little YouTube channel.
White, he's your evil
He's my arch enemy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the he's the Joker to my Batman. Solomon.
Send him a message. Shout him out, White.
Solomon. I've tried. I've tagged him. I think he may have blocked me. I'm not sure, but he doesn't even know who I am. Who am I kidding? Solomon, I see you. Anyway, he's going, well, of course it's $59.99. What do you expect them to charge? $19.99? They got to pay for this somehow. Hello, they got a fucking billionaire backing them up, who is right now in you got to spend money to make money mode. He understands this.
Mm-hmm.
$19.99. I would have even paid $24.99. But looking back on it now, $60 for what we got, I should have streamed the fucking thing.
Okay, so that's an answer that I was going to ask you. So moving forward, you're not willing to drop that again, based on what you saw.
Well, it all depends on what they give us in TV leading up to it. All Out, no.
Okay, all right, that
All
answers.
Out, I'm streaming All Out. Sorry, I'm going to find me a streamer. I'll torrent it and download it the next day and watch it.
Right. So white sandy beaches. Here's the next question for you that I have. The singles match afterwards. I don't want to go through the whole card, but
we need to go through a little bit of the whole
card.
Okay,
as long as you want to. I'm fine with that. But
let me see what my 9-year-old son said about Sammi Guevara.
What do you say?
First off, my son goes, is this on the network? Because WWE is all he knows, really. Okay. He goes to indie shows with me. He'll watch certain things on, but you got to remember, he was born in 2009. TNA was, by the time he got to of age to understand wrestling, TNA had already fallen.
Right.
So he goes, is this on the network? No, son. Well, then how are you watching it if the computer's not hooked to the TV? Because that's when I stream things. It's a pay-per-view, son. What's that?
Interesting.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Yes.
And then he goes, he liked the Battle Royal. He did not like the Sunny Kiss thing in the Battle Royal. And
I don't think Dreamer did either, for the record.
I'm sorry, but that I know it's 2019, and I know we got to be all SJW inclusive, but that along with Stubby or Lieutenant Dan, as MJF call him. He's now officially Lieutenant Dan.
Dude, I missed that comment, and I would have.
It's in the very first part of the world. When MJF kicks him in the very first part of that battle royal, he goes, "How do you like that, Lieutenant Dan?" And I'm just like, "Oh fuck!"
I missed it.
But
I know where you're going. I know where you're going, but circus type atmosphere right here, obviously evident.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. My son goes, when it came to the guy my 9-year-old son is the first one to say this. How can both feet touch the floor when he has no feet, Dad? And every time that guy would do a spot, bless him, he's a guy with no legs, and he has the courage to do what I would never do, and that's get in that ring and train.
Right.
So, but when you got a guy flipping and flopping literally over the top rope, it looked awkward, and I cringed every time the guy did something.
Well, it does look awkward. I'll give you that.
It's awkward and it's cringeworthy.
But the spot, White,
for his fucking life.
No one will ever take that seriously, though. So don't even worry about that, bro.
But
Seriously.
then the thing is, though, if you're not taking it seriously, why is it on the fucking show?
Because it's a circus.
I'm going back to my Jim Cornette mentality of it makes the whole fucking whatever else you do from that moment on, like they might as well had a blow up.
Circus atmosphere, White.
No, sorry.
Singles match. Any good?
All right. The Sammi Guevara thing.
Yeah.
Sammi Guevara walks out and my son goes, he looks weak. Where are his muscles?
God, your son is critical, man. Jeez.
Yes, he is, man.
Very critical.
Interestingly
White
enough,
Jr.
He liked the blood later on.
Oh, of course. That's different.
But yeah, the Sammi Guevara match versus, God, I don't have the card in front
Kip
of me.
Sabian, White.
Kip Sabian.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sabian's finisher, the Deathly Hollows. I love that.
Yes.
And I thought the right guy won in that match because you had Guevara running his mouth, and he's already over. So you needed to put a new guy over, and this is just the way to do it. The SCU versus the Lonely Hearts Club, the Kingdom Hearts, whatever the fuck they're called.
Chinese guys.
One thing I've learned from this fan base, and let's face it, these guys in this crowd were gonna, the sheep. If you build it, we will come. The sheep.
Not true, White.
They were gonna cheer every fucking thing that
Not
those
true.
people
Not
did.
true. 2 spots, White. 2 spots to crush your
Go
argument
ahead.
right here. The referee
If you're
ringing
gonna
the bell.
do
The referee and the ringing of the bell in the wrong spot. That was a "you fucked up" chant. And then also, "Who are you?" when the Smash Brothers came out.
But they didn't shit all over it. They didn't shit on anything. And the miscue with the bell, any crowd would shit on that. If you
but you just said sheep be the sheep. Sheep.
But here's the thing.
If
They're
they were
not
sheep, White, admit it. They wouldn't have did that. Admit it, White. Say I'm right,
They're
White.
gonna-
White, say I'm right.
You're not right, because they're going to chant you fucked up at a fucking timekeeper.
White.
He's not an actual worker on the
If
show.
they were sheep, they would have excused it. Unless your definition of a sheep is different than everyone else's, a sheep blindly follows
It's
the
when it
shepherd.
comes-
White.
When it comes to workers and wrestlers on this show, they were going to fucking accept everybody. They were going to boo the heels. They were going to cheer the baby faces, and nobody could have done any fucking wrong in that matter.
Okay,
Case
so
in point is with this Lonely Hearts Club, anybody who's Asian is instantly over with these people
let me ask you this.
because of New Japan.
Were you expecting
So-
Cirque du Soleil from what Matt said?
Didn't
Because
get it.
it wasn't Cirque du Soleil at all.
It
To
wasn't
me,
Cirque
it looked like
du Soleil,
3
it wasn't
wrestlers.
Punk. You're right. It looked like 3 wrestlers. It looked like plain Jane, anything you would get in a New Japan style
Yes,
atmosphere.
absolutely.
And aren't these the same 3 guys that they released a match on YouTube of, SCU fighting them in what looked like a motel courtyard
I don't know because
about a week before?
I honestly stayed away from it because I wanted to see them for the first time because according to what Matt said, they were so different. They weren't different at all. They were, like I said on the post show, they could have been New Japan mid-carders, and it would have been the same thing.
It could have been your Young Lions match, and it would have been,
Yeah, I agree with you.
So that right there for me, that right there, I'm sitting here going, okay, they they kind of misled us on that. And overall, though, it was a good match. It's exactly what I expected from SCU and everybody. And I hate every time that they name a move after Dave Meltzer. It pisses me off. The best Meltzer ever, the Meltzer driver. Here's that you laugh. But
how do you
here's the
think
guy
I feel, White?
You can't. I was going to say, here's the guy who you fucking can't stand.
I can't stand them.
And it's way too inside baseball, except for with this crowd. So, because everybody, I guarantee you, everybody in that fucking crowd in that MGM Garden Arena went back to their hotel rooms and instantly wanted to jack off to whatever Meltzer had to say about this show. Everybody's probably in that crowd is probably a subscriber to some newsletter, whether it be the damn PW Insider, whether it be the Observer, the Torch, Fightful, whatever it is. They were probably checking their fucking. In fact, there's at one point that people are checking their phones in between matches. They're probably going online to see what the hell people are saying about this thing.
Right,
You're fucking there.
Let me ask you a question about Meltzer's involvement with these guys. Do you think there's any chance whatsoever that they name their moves after Meltzer so it pops him and he automatically gives the match 4 stars because of the name?
I don't think he'll give them 4 stars because when they because I don't give the guy my money. I torrent his hotlines because sometimes I am curious to see what this guy has to say and how biased he is of this product. They mention, Alvarez goes, "Hey, he hit the best Meltzer ever," and Meltzer just shrugs it off. Yeah, okay. He's like, yeah, okay at this point because he is inside with those guys.
Right.
He talks to them. He texts them. He's buddy with them. He probably knew about Kong and Ambrose and everything 3 days before it happened. He just can't say it because Meltzer now has become, instead of a quote unquote journalist that he claims to be, he has now become a guy who I don't want to ruin my sources and my relationships with the big hunky wrestlers. So that's going to come at the expense of my journalistic integrity.
Oh, that's a stretch. I mean, I don't know if he has any integrity as a journalist.
Well, here's what I'm saying, though, man. If I have to sit there, if I'm a journalist, and Jeff Edwards is going to go down to the supermarket and shoot up the place at 9:00 tonight. Well, I'm buddies with Jeff Edwards, but I really should report this,
right? And that's my point.
Whether it be, hey, newspaper outlet, I know the guy who shot up the supermarket,
And that's my point about the stars. That's what I was saying. I think part of that is they got themselves over with Meltzer by naming their move after him.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So the OVE, whatever it is, ODU, SCU, whatever it is, it was a disappointment of the fact that they hyped it up, and that was the overall thing with this show. It was so overhyped.
Overhyped is what you're saying. Okay.
It was way overhyped. The whole damn thing was overhyped, especially with that audience, and their target audience are people who read the Observer. They're the inside baseball crowd. The guys like us who do read the dirt sheets and who do go online and read certain things. That's their audience. Their audience is not my son. Their audience is not a casual fan.
Well,
now it has to be in October.
Yes.
And that's going to be the thing, is that they're going to have to change.
But here's the thing, White.
Change.
Here's the thing. And Cody keeps saying we're going after the lapsed fan. Now, if they are doing that, they do need to change. So do you expect them to? Because they're going to have to do something that's familiar, you know what I mean, to get that fan back.
Well, the term lapsed fan is interesting because there are a ton of fans out there that consider themselves lapsed just because, and they read the dirt sheets, but they don't watch the product.
No, that's not who he's talking about. He's talking about people that we know, or that I know, I should say. He's talking about my friends that don't watch it anymore from 20 years ago.
If you walk up, like I wore a Finn Balor shirt the other day. If people go, "Oh, Finn Balor, he's a well." Come on.
Go ahead, Whitey.
Anyway.
Go ahead,
Why do you
wine.
walk around in your Japan hoodie all day?
I don't white wine.
Anyway. Yeah, you do.
Can't prove that.
There's pictures out there to prove it. Anyway, Edwards is, so you go, hey, it's pro, or I have a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. It's a classic Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt where he's got his hands up and it's the snakes for his hands. Wear that around. People go, oh man, I like your shirt. Thank you. I used to watch wrestling back in the day. Why don't you anymore? It kind of got boring when they bought that other company and this and that, and it got too confusing, and they had this show and that show and that show. That's a lapsed fan. And to me, I don't think they're ever coming back because WWE has conditioned it to where this is what pro wrestling is. And when people turn on that TV and when people turn on TNT in October, a large majority of those people that used to watch are going to see a ring. They're going to instantly think, oh my God, what kind of hokey shit are we getting? And heaven forbid that they actually have the penis guy come out, which it doesn't look like he's going there, thank God. That would mean more hokey shit, and they would turn out anyway. Because they're going to see a ring, they're going to see men wrestling around in their underwear, and they're going to think, oh God, this is going to be some hokey shit. And they're going to tune out right away. There are a certain percentage of people that will come back? Yes. And those are the fans that Cody and them have to go for. But if you're going to have Joey Ryan on your TV or anything like a Joey Ryan on your TV, they're going to see that and they're going to go, oh, God.
All right. What was the most Joey Ryan-like thing that you saw on Saturday?
On Saturday, nothing. Thank God.
Yes, I agree.
Nothing. Thank God.
The lapsed fan, do you think they would like Cody and Dustin?
Yes.
Okay. So they need to do more of that. Like, to me, White, the last three matches, especially, felt like the 90s, especially with it ending with the big surprise. That
When they
pop
turned
with
off-
JR's voice was very familiar, and you know where I'm going. If you hear the
Oh, yeah.
audio from
When
that
they-
pop, it's amazing. It's late 90s again.
At the beginning of the Dustin Cody match, they're in the ring, they ring the bell, and they do that big swooping camera, that big swooping crane shot.
Yes, I enjoy that shot.
I got goosebumps. And you know why I got goosebumps? Because it looked like I was watching Nitro. That big swooping camera shot with the announcers over it. It made me feel like I was watching Nitro again. It made me feel like I was watching an actual wrestling show again.
Okay. Good point, White.
The Joshi match didn't need to be there at all.
White. I don't want to say we buried Kenny for that, but that was obviously a Kenny idea.
Oh, yeah, and I have a lot to... Kenny, your precious Kenny Omega isn't smart when it comes to actually booking, is he, guys?
Yeah, let's, I think AC said it best. Kenny, let's just stick to wrestling.
That shocked the hell out of me.
Me too.
That the bartender who was probably half lit during your show, he would trash the great Kenny Omega. You know,
See,
who could do no wrong.
That's the misconception. Why we are not sheep. We will tell you like it is. And I suggest you go listen to the 3 hours that we did. White,
I did.
Because okay, all right.
I did.
Because we tried to be fair with it.
You were fair. And I was surprised that AC would say anything negative about Omega. I was like, holy shit, he must be fucking sober for this one.
Yeah, it's just the opposite. It was sober night, White.
Yeah. You know, I didn't hear ice clinking in the glass in the backgrounds.
White Knight.
Oh, man. White Knight. What's up?
I'm pulling them all out tonight, White.
I love the guys. By the end of the show, he's just going to say, "What up, my honky?" Anyway,
White Stallion. Dusty Cody, really quick.
That's what
She did say that. I heard her. Dustin Cody. Dustin, after the show, said we took it back to 1986. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Oh, I totally agree. You got Dave Scherer, or PW Insider, going, I don't think they should ever do blood again because of bloodborne pathogens and bloodborne diseases. And I'm like,
oh boy.
I think he knows if his brother has anything. And do you need blood in every match going forward? No. Could we use the occasional bloodbath? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude,
I agree. 100%.
Shut the fuck.
They're not going to do it all the time. They can't do it all the time.
My son popped huge for the blood. He goes, "Oh my God, Dad, he's bleeding. It's so gross, but it's so awesome." You know? And then at the end, I promised myself I wasn't going to get emotional about this, Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
The white rain of tears might have to come here because my son is sitting next to me, and he's 9 years old. He turns 10 in a couple of months. So he's roughly around my age when I was about 13 or whatever, but I was 9 in 94. So
okay.
Wrestling was in the shitter then, but I can remember being a teenager and watching shit like, during the Attitude Era when shit would get emotional. And my son at the end of that match, I don't need a friend. I don't need a partner. What I need is my older brother. And he's crying. I mean, and I look over at my son, and my son's got tears in his eyes.
Mm.
And then I lost it. I fucking started crying because he's crying because my son has an emotional attachment to a fucking blood feud, a blood brother feud, if you will.
That's amazing.
And I'm just like, they got him.
Yep.
They got him.
They got him.
And then every time Dick and Harry Sheep in the crowd was crying too.
They got him.
And they got me.
I think they got everybody.
Because every time I must have rewatched that match 3 times since Saturday. And every time at the end of that, I have to watch that promo at the end.
Yep.
And I get a lump in my throat.
Bucks versus Lucha Brothers. I know you were expecting Flippity Floppity Flu, and you got it.
Yep.
What did you think of it?
Flippity flappity floppity flu.
Okay. No psychology, no white, right?
There, no selling, no psychology, no. There is story behind it. I love the story behind the match. You showed up at our fucking press conference and dumped us on our heads. We've been so busy with being executives and running around like chickens with our heads cut off that we haven't had time to wrestle. And we're exclusive to AEW, so therefore, quote unquote, by the bylaws of our own company, imagine that, we can't wrestle anywhere else. You know? We maybe had 2 matches since January. You guys are wrestling all over the place. You wrestled in Tijuana last night. The only thing that really pissed me off is when I saw the Young Bucks wrestling whoever in a wrestling ring in the middle of a fucking parking lot. Come on. That right there, I was like, how do you expect me to take these guys seriously? They're wrestling in a parking lot.
We're talking about the video.
In the video package, they're in a ring, kind of practicing, kind of getting the ring rust off, and they're in a parking lot. There's a vape store in the background. In a parking lot, Edwards. Parking lot.
White.
And this is supposed to... Come on, man.
White, that's what the Bucks bring.
No,
Parking lots, flips, and Hot Topic, and Cracker Barrel.
Golly. I love me some Cracker Barrel. I'm going to be eating there when I go on vacation.
Next
Shout out
week,
to
right?
Yeah, man. But but parking lot, man. These guys who have made so much money off merchandise that they're shooting their money off into the crowd. Parking lot? Jericho's MMA in a gym. Kenny Omega's up in the hills. We're in a parking lot. No. And wear a fucking suit, motherfuckers. You fucking weasel-looking bastards. I'm sorry. I can't stand these motherfuckers.
You hate them, White.
I don't like them at all, man. I can't stand them.
White, I wanted you here. I wanted you here for the alternate opinion.
I can hear AC now. Well, they make more money than you, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. They're sniveling, weasel-looking bastards who fucking weigh $110 soaking wet. They have hardly any muscle definition to them, and they parking lot. You know, I'm sorry. You may want to pay to see them in a parking lot if they ever daggone run there, and I shouldn't be giving them any fucking ideas. Their next AEW cards coming from after All Out. They're going to say it's going to be AEW kicked out. They've been kicked out of all the arenas. Now they're in a parking lot. That's their next show.
Maybe Fighter Fest. Maybe they'll warm up the crowd.
Oh, God.
White, I love this. All right, listen. You got...
The Lucha Brothers are freaking awesome. Phoenix and Pentagon, amazing. The double destroyer spot, the one on the apron, then the one in the ring.
Brutal.
It doesn't have much of an impact when you just saw Dustin Rhodes pretty much do one. So you have a 50-year-old man who could do the same fucking thing. So it doesn't have that much impact to me. The one on the apron, though, looked fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. I like the fact that that there was a story here, and I like the story behind the match. Hey, you came into fucking Mexico. You took our titles after we dumped you on your head. We went tit for tat for 4 months straight. The caveat is you've been out there working your asses off, but that can hurt you because your bodies are so banged up. But on the flip side, our bodies are nice and fresh, but we got ring rust on us because we've been running around building the house that you're fighting us in. So I like the story. But give me some psychology to the story.
I hear you.
The only psychology that we had was from the announcers when, oh my God, Pentagon, the Lucha Brothers have tried everything, and Pentagon is just sitting there just hammering away on the side of one of them. I can't tell the difference between them. One of the young sucks, and they're like, oh my God, now they're just going to pull out all the stops and just fucking brutalize the guys. That was some psychology, but that should not come from your announcers. It should come more from the guys in the ring. You know,
mm-hmm.
It's sad. Pentagon and Phoenix have psychology. The Young Bucks don't. The fucking guy with no legs sold more than the Young Bucks did in this match. It's been my problem with these guys. They don't sell. There's no psychology.
All right, White. All right. It's a fair argument, White. It's a fair argument. White Walker, if you had...
Don't get me started on Game of Thrones.
No,
dude.
we're not going there. No.
Dude, did you watch? Did you watch?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, you're pissed off too, aren't you?
Of course.
White Walker.
White Walker, here's the question. The psychology, lack of psychology, no selling. The flip, flop, and fly. If the one match on the card would always be the Young Bucks doing it, would you still have a problem with it? Or is there too much of it on the one show? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's the buffet, and that's your one match that you're going to get the flip, flop, and fly, does it make it less annoying to you? Or do you still, just hate it?
It would probably make it less annoying because the Joshi match, the women, Japanese women.
Omega's great idea.
No psychology. The OSCU versus whatever. No psychology. I don't care. I didn't care about it. It's there to showcase the Chinese guys who are just like everybody else now.
Right.
The bloom is off the rose with them. You can't give me, it's their first show and wait till they bring more guys in from the promotion. No, sorry. They're just like everybody else now.
It's a valid point, White, and they're going to have to do something about that because, Luchasaurus, for example. Did you see his tweet?
No, I didn't see the tweet, but I'm curious to see Luchasaurus again. You got more psychology and more character building in the fucking Battle Royal and in the championship presentation segment than you did in any other match on this show.
His tweet, White, somebody asked him about his character. First time seeing him. And he said, I'm a dinosaur. And he said, I'm something extinct. Also, like what most wrestling fans expect a big guy to wrestle like. That's extinct also.
That makes no sense.
What he's saying there is he's a bigger guy, yet he's going to wrestle the way he wants to wrestle.
He's not a bigger guy. Sorry, he's taller. But that's about
what
it.
I mean. That's what I mean.
It just... I look at him and I go, dude, there's a guy with a fucking green tongue and horns on his head. I want to see more of him.
Psychology, though, White. If he's not going to wrestle like a big man, and he's the biggest man in the ring, let's face it, there's a lot of short guys in that match. Let's face it.
Anyway. But here's the thing, though, man. His character gives him the ability not to have to wrestle like a big dude. His character is, like that. But that doesn't mean he can't sell.
Okay.
All
right.
It doesn't mean you can't have a guy, now, do I want Luchasaurus promos where he's in the jungle and it's Jurassic Park and all that? Fuck no.
Right. What do you think of
let's
Jericho?
Get into that.
Oh, go ahead.
Dad bod Jericho? Oh, God, dude.
Yes, very dad bod. I'll give you that.
He is Cassius Ohno fat. Again, you've had how many months to prepare for this, Jericho? You couldn't get some abs on you, dude?
White, he's a rock star.
It doesn't matter.
You're
48. A wrestler first and foremost.
He's a 48-year-old White, and he didn't move like a 48-year-old. You got to give him that.
Batista's got fucking abs, and he's older than that. He's almost 50.
Yeah, Batista also has
Triple H
reasons.
has abs. Triple H has abs. Shawn Michaels still has abs.
Do abs really concern you, White? Are you that much of a fucking mark that you're going to talk about abs?
Dude, this coming
So his
from
performance sucked because he doesn't have abs. Why are you here, White? Come on, White.
I didn't say his performance sucked.
He out-wrestled Finn Balor on his best day on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. No,
you want to talk about abs, White? Come on.
I'm not disputing that, but here's a guy I'm the best in the world, and you got a muffin top, dude. I mean, come on.
Okay, so you hated Jericho.
I didn't hate Jericho. I liked his work, and I liked the fact that he beat Precious Kenny Omega. I loved it.
So yes, talk to me about Omega, White. Is it just the transition from the Bucks that you hate him, or is it the blow-up
it's
doll?
the fact of I think he's way overrated. Is he good? Fuck yeah, he's good. Has he overcome the blow-up doll and the 15-year-old girl in my eyes? Yes.
Okay.
He's redeemed himself from that. But he's not as fucking all high and mighty as people make him out to be. Because I watch his matches, and I'm sitting here going, he could bust a Hurricane Rana, and then from there, all he does is punches, chops, kicks, and V-triggers. He tries to, in his whole fucking, every fucking match with him, just let him hit the fucking finish. Is that his gimmick? Is that his gimmick? Is that he can't hit his finish?
Does he wrestle with psychology?
From a standpoint of he can't hit his finich, yeah.
Okay, so no other psychology than that. So have you seen him in Okada? Have you seen his matches?
Yes.
So you're going to tell me no psychology?
In this match, yes, there was psychology because it had a story behind it.
Okay, Pale
my
Ale.
problem,
I just wanted to make sure. Pale Ale.
I went. Pale Ale?
I swerved it. It's light. It's like white, but it's not white. It's pale.
Okay. Anyway.
You didn't like that one?
Excuse me while I serve another soccer mom at the end of the bar. Anyway.
Ooh, AC. Shots fired.
I think AC likes the Young Bucks is because one of them wears a headband all the time.
Well,
anyway.
Could be the headband.
It's the headband, man. The headband's over.
The power comes from the headband, White.
Yeah, man. You know, AC puts on his headband and his tight shirt and walks around the bar. That's all he needs to do. Hey, the motherfucker has been going truck driver from Virginia for months, boys and girls. I'm entitled to take shots. Okay?
Maybe that was a return shot, AC.
Anyway.
Let's see. We'll see where it goes from here, White.
I flipped my trailer. Anyway. Good Lord. But
Omega Jericho.
But the Omega Jericho match is that, you know, in every match I see him in every match I've seen Omega in, his whole deal is he can't ever hit his finish, but when he does, that's it. It knocks him out. Is that his whole gimmick? Tell me, Edwards, is that his gimmick? Is that he can't hit his finisher on any fucking body, but when he finally does, boom, it's the greatest fucking thing ever. If that's all his gimmick is, then okay, I can accept that. But from what I gather from the damn Dave Meltzer all-in audience, whatever this audience is, this niche audience, because it is a niche audience until it goes fucking nationwide on TNT and gets more exposure.
Well, wrestling is a niche audience, technically.
Yes. But
So,
more
yes,
people
they
know
are
who John Cena is than Kenny Omega.
Right now, they're a niche inside a niche.
Yes.
To your point, yes.
It's a fourth wall break inside of a fourth wall break. Anyway.
Ooh, why bringing it?
You know, if that's all his matches are going to be, if, okay, he hits a bunch of V-triggers, a Hurricane Rana, maybe a Brain Buster, okay, he does those very well and very believable. But if his whole fucking thing on all of his matches is, oh, he's going up for the one-winged angel, no, he elbows out. Oh, he's going up for the one-winged angel, oh, he powers out. Oh, he's going up for the one-winged angel. And then finally he hits it and he's champion. Okay, fine.
Okay,
now I know what to look for. Now I know what to expect. You know?
The psychology of that, though, White, is the fact that he's smaller and he's a fan favorite. He's a babyface, White, so he struggles to get over. And then when he gets over, it's great because the fans pop because they love him. That's what they're doing there. Now, to your point, do I want to see it every freaking match? Of course not. But yes, that's what they're doing there. It's like the modern day Hulk up, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if Ric Flair never put the figure four on somebody until he won a title. Until he won the title, and then he put the figure four on. But he kept teasing it and teasing it and teasing it. I'm like, dude, if you can't... here's my psychology of this.
Okay, go ahead.
If I go for a fucking move, and it's constantly getting blocked over and over...
Let's call it the pale horse named Death.
Yes,
that's a white horse.
The White Walker Express, whatever it is.
Okay, all right.
You know, the Whitey Shuffle. If I fucking can't hit the Whitey Shuffle on my opponents, and I'm going for it, and Jeff Edwards keeps blocking it, and AC is blocking it.
You know we would block it too.
Stames is blocking the Whitey Shuffle. If there's anybody that could block the Whitey Shuffle, it's Stames.
Absolutely.
You know, and Ventura, even with the soup cans, is blocking the Whitey Shuffle.
No, let's say you finally hit it on Bobby. Bobby's taking the job here, so hit it on Bobby.
Here's my point, though. If I can't hit this fucking move and everybody's powering out, try another fucking finish. Stop doing it. Stop going for it, because you know it's not really going to work 9 times out of 10. And don't give me that, but it's the one time he does hit it that's so great.
That's what they do, White. I'm telling you,
it's not a finisher then. It's
White.
Not a finisher. It's a high spot. That's what it is. It's a high the fucking One-Winged Angel, which is named after one of the greatest characters in Final Fantasy history.
Agree.
It's a high spot.
So is every finisher a high spot? By that logic.
Because they can hit it. They hit it. It's a finisher. It ends the match.
He can hit it too, though.
But he's won matches where he goes for it and goes for it and goes for it, and it doesn't happen, and he still wins the match.
AC, when you do your response video, address this. I got to move off this, White. I got to move off it, and I got to get the opinion of the Moxley. Talk to me about Mox showing up. First off, I want to ask you, did you expect it? Did you like how they did it and where they did it?
I heard rumblings of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like where they did it?
Like to close the show, I mean.
To close? Oh, yes. Okay. This was on the weekend, the anniversary weekend of when I believe this was the same Memorial Day weekend of 1996 when Scott Hall, Nitro goes to 3 hours. Scott Hall, you got Jeff Jarrett versus the Mongol, I think it was. It was a nothing match in the ring. Not that Jericho Omega was a nothing match. Different context, but here comes Scott Hall through the crowd. What's he doing here? You know, this was AEW's version of that, and it was a home run. It was a home run. I even watched the Being the Elite where they show him up at the top, you know, drinking the water and getting ready to run down. And
how cool was that?
That was awesome. That was
cool.
And that's another thing. Being the Elite, they cannot rely on Being the Elite to solely fuel their storylines going forward. You can't.
Well, I think they're going to until they hit TV.
Well,
I think they have to.
Give me a 30-minute Being the Elite on TNT. Give me a 30-minute, you know, here we are at the NBA Finals. Halftime, we're going to give you Being the Elite. Put it on national TV. Their YouTube channel does not have enough subscribers to warrant this. You gotta stop thinking about the old wrestling analogy of ECW. You can't be the mom and pop deli. But when it went up, but then you can't afford to, you know, when it got to be as big as the Subway, they fucked it up. You're not mom and pop anymore, AEW. You're officially not. Not when you have a major TV deal like TNT. Not when you do record pay-per-view numbers like what they did and record social media numbers. They're not mom and pop. So Being the Elite with their 400,000 subscribers, no, you need 1 million subscribers. And they're not getting that.
So what do you think they should do from now until October?
They should do the Being the Elite thing because that's going to carry them over. But TNT needs to help them. You need more than some.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You need more than some old white guy going, hey, check out the pay-per-view while we got a break in the NBA game. Check out the pay-per-view. No. You need, okay, after July, NASCAR is going to go to TNT. And here I go. Oh, God, I hear AC now. Joe White with the NASCAR. He flips his trailer.
That's all right. Saint watches NASCAR, too.
We're at the halfway point of the Firecracker 400 here in Daytona. Speaking of Daytona, they got a wrestling event here in Jacksonville. And while we got some time here on the race, we're going to go NASCAR nonstop to bring you Being the Elite. And the Elite. And you show the Elite. Being the Elite on TNT. Hell, make TNT, if you're listening to this, after you get done showing reruns of Charmed and Everybody's Got Raymond and Big Bang Theory, how about you donate a half an hour in prime time, 7 o'clock every Monday through Friday or once a week even to Being the Elite?
White, can they roll those guys out on a race, like to do anything? I don't know. I don't watch NASCAR. But
you can have Nick and Matt Jackson be the grand marshals. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
You could have Cody Rhodes wave the green flag to start the race. You could have MJF, because he's better than all of the drivers, and you know it, he's going to drive the pace car for this.
Okay.
You could have, since they got billions of dollars at their disposal and NASCAR is needing this shit, how about an AEW NASCAR roaming around the track?
Ooh. Tony Khan, are you listening?
You're living in Florida. You know, you're running the Daytona. You're running in Daytona. They're doing that Fight for the Fallen, isn't it, in Daytona at the Ocean Center, where the NWO was
Well, where's
born?
the Fighter Fest? Is that Jacksonville? You say?
I think that's Jacksonville. Yeah.
Okay. Then the other one's in Daytona, I think. Yes.
But overall, this show, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Wait, that is more than I ever expected you to say.
There was good wrestling. I liked the presentation. I can forgive the Young Bucks no psychology deal because at this point, I know what I'm going to get out of them. I know what I'm going to get out of Kenny Omega now. I'm more curious about the Luchasaurus and the MJF. Jimmy, I love Marilyn Manson Havoc. Oh my God, I popped. When he came out with that mask and the white face and the hair, I popped for Jimmy Havoc.
A very Bane mask, too. It reminded me of Bane.
I want to see a hardcore match with him. They keep plugging him up as a death match. I want to see death matches, and chair shots to the head can happen because Tommy Dreamer was sure enough hitting everybody in the head with that fucking garbage can lid.
Yes. Pull up Havoc and Sami Callihan from Impact.
Oh.
It was pretty good.
Really?
It'll whet your appetite, I should say.
I've seen Jimmy Havoc over in England. I've seen matches of him over in England, but I can't really enjoy it because of the crowd.
You hate those crowds, White.
I fucking hate it. And
you do, my man.
Dude, I will say this, man. The fucking AEW crowd surprised me because you didn't get a whole lot of stupid shit out of them. That surprised the fuck out of me.
Yeah, White, the stupid shit is happening in WWE from the crowds.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it? Because they're finally fucking had enough.
So overall, you said a 7?
7 out of 10. I like it. I'm curious to see where they go from here, but I want some goddamn storytelling out of the Young Bucks. I want some psychology out of the Young Bucks. I want to, Cody. I'm curious to see what they do with Cody after this damn, after all.
Dustin. Yeah.
To me, that was always my problem with that match is because it does nothing to advance things, but they found a way to advance it if they let us see it. But then again, it's like you're wrestling. I went from wrestling my brother to teaming up with my brother and wrestling my best friends and business partners. The cat's out of the bag. You got the got the EVPs fighting each other. I'm like, what the fuck? No, it makes no sense.
It definitely gives it the exhibition type feel.
It's having a good match for the sake of having a good match and no rhyme or reason for it. Again, no psychology when it comes to the Young Bucks. So, I like the way they did I love the belt, by the way.
Oh, yes, the belt. Yeah.
I love that belt.
So do I.
And I love the way they kind of established your Intercontinental mid-card title with MJF and Jimmy Havoc and Jungle
Boy, right?
Who again? Where's your muscles? You're dude. AEW is the place for you because you would never you would be on 205 Live if you're lucky. So, and I know your dad's Luke Perry. I don't give a shit who your dad is.
How old is he, White?
God,
he looks 18, dude. Like seriously.
I mean. Can he even shave? Can he grow a fucking beard?
I don't know.
I mean, poor Luke. I hope he taught this boy how to shave. I mean, golly.
He does look that young, though.
He looks young, and man, my son has more hair than he does on his damn face.
Well,
and my son's 9.
He's your kid, though. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's got to be big and hairy, the White Walker. Anyway,
you're damn right.
but I mean, I look at Jungle Boy and I'm like, okay, what is all the hype about? And then I listen to some of the things Meltzer did, and it's like, all the women go crazy for him. And I'm like, the women go crazy for somebody that's short and skinny?
I don't know about that. Then again, women are different these days.
I want to see Jungle Boy cutting a fucking promo. I don't know anything. What makes him Jungle Boy? Why does he call himself Jungle Boy? Because he wears a loincloth and frilly things around his boots.
This is one thing that we will agree on. Once TV rolls around, I need backstories for all these guys.
Yeah.
And I won't let them off the hook for it.
Now. They need to be doing that now. And I hate the fact that certain people have entrance videos. Like when Jungle Boy walked out, he didn't have a video, but Jimmy Havoc had one.
Right.
MJF had one. Paige had one. And Paige kind of confuses me because Paige earned a shot at the world title, but then he's also out there mixing it up with the mid-carders during the championship presentation. And I'm like, okay, we know he's not winning the belt. They told the tale right there. Jericho's your first champion, and I like the fact that Jericho's the first champion.
I like it too.
I like the fact that we're probably going to get Moxley and Omega. That's going to be a hell of a match.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins that? Doesn't matter really who wins it because there's places that you could go after it. Sooner or later I'm kind of glad they're splitting Omega away from Jericho now because they're 1-1. So at your next big show, whatever your WrestleMania show is, you can have a rubber match between these two. And, okay, we had an all-out street fight where we could run away from each other. I want to see Omega and Jericho in a cage. And just a 7 out of 10. Now, what I do not agree with is everything that's happening after this pay-per-view. The revolution has started. The war has started. Motherfuckers, sit down. Ain't shit started yet, okay? Just because Cody came out and bashed up a throne and took a shot at Triple H, and, just because Sami Zayn said, AEW, there is no war. And I'll tell you why there is no war. They're on different days of the week on 2 different stations, okay? Fucking, I'm sorry, but McDonald's doesn't get scared when Burger King opens up a new store down the road and vice versa. it's they're both hamburgers, but they're different hamburgers. First of all, Whopper tastes different than a Big Mac. And
let me push back on you a little bit, White. Who is the number 2 company in America right now?
Right now, it's AEW.
Okay, so, all right, we'll agree.
But they're in the wrestling business. Vince is in the entertainment business, and he still sees it that way. And as long as he continues to see it that way, and as long as Vince just doesn't give a fuck, is he going to mention them? No, because he doesn't want the word wrestling on his TV. I guarantee you, we've been hearing wrestling on WWE. Who's the better wrestler? Who's this wrestler?
Right.
I guarantee you the word wrestling just became a banned term in that company again. I guarantee you now it's sports entertainment. We're sports entertainment. You're going to hear the word sports entertainment out of that fucking company from now until forever because we're sports entertainment. They're wrestling. It's 2 different things. We're never going to acknowledge them because and it's not because they're the competition. It's that we don't want fans getting confused. We're not wrestling.
But I agree with White. I agree with that. I agree with that, but they both feature a wrestling ring. And apparently, according to Fox...
I'm telling you how Vince thinks.
Apparently, according to Fox, they want it to look like more of a sport, which would mean wrestling, because that's the sport that's on the show. So how is Vince going to handle that?
All you got to do is reintroduce time limits. There's your sport aspect, man.
I don't think that's going to cut it for Fox, dude.
It's going to cut it for Vince, and that's how Vince is going to present the product. And, I'm sorry, but that's how Vince thinks, and that's what Vince is going to sell them on.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They're wrestling. They're totally different. You don't understand what it is we do. Let us show you for a while. Don't lose faith in us, Fox. We can add a little bit of sports in there because we're sports entertainment. We're not pro wrestling. And Vince is going to look at the numbers. Yes, there's going to be weeks, especially at the start, where AEW is going to beat Raw and SmackDown in the ratings.
I don't know if they will.
I think it will. You're going to see. I'm going to predict it right now. That very first week that they're on in October.
Yes.
Because if TNT's smart, they're going to promote being the elite on. They're going to do NASCAR. Blah 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 blah. Promote as they should. They promote the fuck out of the NWA or NBA. NWA. They even went and copied the Nitro graphics with "We're back in the wrestling business." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard UNAC go sit down with the fact that they're not copying. They're copying Nitro. Okay, they put the flames up behind the AEW logo.
Now, as a matter of fact, White, let's get our facts straight. I said to Steamtown Stunner, it looks enough like Nitro to remind people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I believe AC came in too with sit down. They're not doing that. That's bullshit.
I don't think AC was on that show, but I could be misremembering.
Somebody said that. To me, it's like, okay.
Wait, how does it feel? How does it feel that the Steamtown Stunner, Electric City Saint, Bobby Ventura has now become the teacher, not the student anymore? White.
He's improved.
Okay.
He's improved.
But he did learn from the best, which was you.
He did. He found me. He was a White Walker. And
yes.
Then,
yes.
I passed him off to you guys. There's nothing more I could teach you. You must now go learn from these guys.
He's the young lion. He's
the young lion. And I told him, you got to go on excursion.
Excursion, yes. He's on the excursion right now. Maybe he'll come back to you, White. I don't know.
Travel the world with the soldiers to shoot for a while. Go to Panama, go to Grenada. So every time I think of the soldiers to shoot now, especially when fucking I used to work for WWE in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Stames gets on. I think of that fucking skit from SOL.
That's great.
Saturday Night Live.
That's great.
But anyway, when they get on TV, they gotta promote it, and they gotta fucking come out strong, and they gotta do the backstories, and they gotta have psychology, because okay, you're out there now, and you went from 20,000 people or 13,000 people, which I love the thing we round up in wrestling. That was funny.
That was funny. Oh, you were gonna make a prediction, and I cut you off.
Oh, prediction.
Viewers. Yes.
I'm gonna say that the week that they debut, Raw is going to do its standard 2.9. SmackDown will do a flat 2. AEW Tuesday Night Dynamite, because that's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah.
3.0.
Wow. All right, White. Here's a problem, though. Let me ask you this. You said 2.9 for Raw. They'll finish a tick above, like a 3. Do you think that what percentage of the Raw audience do you think watches AEW that first week? You think it's close to 100?
Because they went down again this week. They went down again.
Yeah.
Raw
2-1, I believe. Overall.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say the audience. Okay. The Monday night before AEW Raw, the Monday before the AEW week. Mm-hmm. Raw is probably going to stagnate to where it is now. They're probably going to do a 2-1 or a 1-9. So now you're going to make me recalculate this, because that's a good point.
Yeah, I think you need to adjust it a little.
Okay, so the Raw before the week of AEW, probably going to do about a 1.9. And if TNT does a good job of promoting shit, Raw is going to do a 1.5. And that'll bump, that could probably bump them up to a 3.
Wow. Wow, you really think it's going to be that high?
I'm going to give them that much credit right off the bat, because it's new and it's exciting and it's pro wrestling. We're giving you that alternative to the soapy shit, We're not total soap opera. We're going to throw a little bit of it in there. We got to. It's pro wrestling. Pro wrestling's got to have gaga.
You have to have a little bit.
And if they promote it right, which I think they will, and if they do a good job at promoting it, which I think they can and they will, we're going to see a 1.5 out of Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care about football ratings on Monday night. No. Hell, you throw in football, it's down to a 1.
It might be worse. Yes.
It's
That's
down to
a
a
good
1.
point you bring up.
You throw in football, it's down to a 1. You know? And you got, you know, I'm telling you right now, they're going to bust a 3. They're going to bust a 3 right there out of the gate. And it's going to be a 3. Hell, I'll even say 3.5. And then the following week, because you're going to have people that go, hey, this ain't for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to happen.
So I'll say the second week they go down to a 3. But they're going to beat Raw.
Wow.
They're going to beat Raw, and they're damn sure going to beat SmackDown. Worst case scenario, they meet what SmackDown gets.
I'd agree with that, yes.
But I think they're
that's
going to
more
be
where I'm at with it. I think it's going to be equal to SmackDown.
I know to people like AC, this is going to be a shocker that I'm going to give them this much credit, because I think that, you know, based off of that pay-per-view, the potential is there. The potential is damn sure there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do they need to bring the Japanese women in? No. If I never see it was good seeing them. They did a couple of good spots, but if I never see them again, I'll be fine with it. Give me more people like a Darby Allin and you know, a Jimmy Havoc and Jungle Boy and Ace Romero and Sunny Days and the other little fucker. Oh God, what was his name?
I can't remember his name either.
The dude who was smaller than Jungle Boy. Hell, I'll take him. You know, I want to see more of these guys.
Sure. MJF.
Dude, MJF. Hey, Brett, there's a fan. That was fucking great. Oh my God, I love that motherfucker. Hell, bring Lieutenant Dan back just so MJF can make fun of the little bastard. Oh my God. I want MJ. Dude, I'm sitting here going, yes, finally somebody with the nerve to cut a fucking controversial promo.
Mm-hmm.
And finally a company that will let him.
Yes. That's huge.
And please keep it TV-14. Don't go the PG shit. You don't have to go TVMA.
I think 14 is where they need to be.
Don't have blood on every show, but I want to see some blood. I want to see some hardcore matches.
Yep.
I want to see some flaming tables and some staple guns again.
Sure, of course. Anyway, wait.
Oh, hell, I think you know what you do for an attraction match, because he's still floating around out there. And from what I heard, he could still go.
Who's that?
Jimmy Havoc versus the Necro Butcher.
Oh, jeez.
There you go. How's that for Joe being indie for you?
Wow.
That's your attraction, your special attraction match right there. Because I've heard Necro's still out there and he could still go. Or Jimmy Havoc versus Tommy Dreamer in a damn hardcore match. Because, you know, Dreamer gets booked for everything. So.
Oh, he's everywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing the Bucks in a hardcore match every now and then or something. You
You're
know
right,
what else
right.
kills me is the one that wears the headband. Who is that? Is that Nick or Matt? Because I can't never tell them the fucking difference.
Nick has lighter hair, if that helps.
Okay, that's Nick.
Yeah.
There was some spots in that match where I'm sitting here going, this guy is actually fucking good.
Oh, he's
if
excellent.
they could ever get him to break away from his brother and go singles, there's your next Shawn Michaels. If he could be serious and break away from that fucking shit that they're doing now and actually go on his own and build his own character, the potential is there.
I think he has the swagger of Michaels too, a young Michaels.
Yeah, and if they ever do break them up, the other brother is clearly the heel because he's the one with the weasel-looking face. And just, I saw I was rolling through Chicago last week, and 1 Hour Tees, who owns Pro Wrestling Tees, they have a retail store in Chicago.
Yeah, that's where their brick and mortar store is.
Yeah. One of the AEW press conferences was held in their back room. There's a billboard for 1 Hour Tees in Chicago, right off of I-80,
Did you stop?
And it's got not in the middle of I-80. No, I wanted to take a picture of it because it was in the morning and the traffic was going at a snail's pace, so I could have took a picture of it. But it's there. They got a billboard there of Nick and Matt wearing the Young Buck shirts, the Young Buck Bullet Club shirts, and it says onehourtees.com on top of it. But it'll never happen. They're never going to break up from each other. They're never going to go into singles routes, I don't ever think. But
I don't know why. I mean, if
every once in a while, I would like to see, WWE style. Hey, we got to go up against the Lucha Brothers, so why not have Nick go up against Rey Fenix next week? Matt is going to go up against El Penta. Then they're going to clash at the pay-per-view. They're not going to have seconds in these singles matches. The other brothers are barred from ringside while these matches are going on.
I actually hope they don't do that because that's WWE booking. I don't want to see that shit anymore. I honestly don't like.
Every promotion's done it. WCW's
Oh, I
done
know.
it.
I know, but it's old hat now. I don't want to see that shit. But dude, I'll tell you this though, White.
It's not old hat when
it is old hat when WWE's doing it every fucking week, White.
But dude, the thing is though, it's not when the Young Bucks have not really done that before. When's the last time
I'm saying I don't want to see it. I don't want to see WWE booking. I don't want to see WCW booking. I want to see storylines built between two teams that are tag teams. Period. It's not that hard. But White, listen. To your point about Nick breaking off, if I'm Tony Khan, I think one of the first things I'm saying to those guys is, yes, of course, you're the Young Bucks, you draw. We have a TV deal. If you guys plan on being here 10 years from now, which I'm sure you do, it's inevitable that you're going to break up eventually.
Yep.
So start thinking about it now because it's going to happen.
It may not be now. It may be 5 or 10 years from now, but sooner or later, people are going to get sick of seeing you together.
It has to happen. Yep.
Even if you don't, okay, I get your point of you don't want the singles matches.
It's just lazy to me.
Have them jump the fucking Young Bucks in the parking lot. Have like MJF and another heel or a very heel, the Super Smash Brothers even, or whatever. Who we're getting a name change, obviously, because Nintendo owns the trademark.
Yeah, now we know that's why nobody knew who they were.
No, here's the thing, is that it's kind of funny how nobody knew who they were because Jim Cornette in a shoot interview once, he's like, when we took over Ring of Honor, we kind of drove the old fan base away, and one of his examples was, well, if it was up to them, we would have booked the Super Smash Brothers on every fucking card. People knew who they are.
I'm saying they're saying that they didn't know because they don't have a name for them yet.
Yeah,
is my point.
They didn't say who they were on the pay-per-view and the commentary either because they couldn't.
Right, exactly.
Which again, don't book them unless you got a fucking name for them. Come on, that's something that could have been done on TNT night one. They could have saved that. They didn't need that, especially after that best friends match with Jack Evans and Helico, which I love those two as a tag team. Weren't they in Lucha Underground together?
Yep.
Awesome. I love Jack Evans. I've been a Jack Evans fan since about 2007 when I saw him in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, dude's amazing.
He's a fucking daredevil. But hell, jump the Young Bucks in a parking lot, draw blood on them like they did to Dusty back in the day and go, how do you like us now, executive vice presidents? What are you going to put me? What kind of match are you going to put me in? EVP? Something like that. That's good storytelling for a tag team,
Yes.
I want factions. Give me some factions in AEW.
White, I agree 100%. They need a faction.
Why are you having the faction members fight each other then? Mm-hmm. Cody and the Bucks and Kenny, there's your faction. They're the elite. Why are we fighting each other? Oh, just to pop the fans and make the fans say super kick party.
Just to do a good match. That's the answer, White, unfortunately. And again, they don't have TV to be building up shit like this, so I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is until TV starts in October.
That's why that's why I gave this a 7, because it's a standalone show. Mm-hmm. This is a 7. Now, if they would have had weekly TV that we could have based the build up to on, which to me, being the elite is not build up for this. It never will be build up for this.
It has to be. At this point, it has to be.
Then this past week on Being the Elite, they should have started right then and there instead of giving us the behind the scenes shit.
I like the behind the scenes shit. Wait.
I like it too, but you could have put that in a separate video, like an extra, or hey, put it on the DVD version of Double or Nothing. Give us that. Give us that on YouTube, okay? But Being the Elite, if that's going to be your story building show, they should have wasted no time. And they kind of really didn't, because at the end of Being the Elite, what did we get? Ambrose is seething in the locker room. Janela walks up.
No, Moxley.
Moxley is, excuse me. Moxley is there. Janela walks up, lights the cigarette. Moxley can still be that goofy kind of guy, and he takes the cigarette, takes a puff, walks away. Janela's like, what the fuck? He stole my stogie, And
that's all I want, White. Just a couple seconds. Just give me a reason.
They're fighting because Moxley stole his cigarette, and it makes Janela less of a bad boy because he can't smoke his cigarette around. I'm in.
You're right. It's something.
And I was bashing Joey Janela, but now I'm in. I don't agree with the fact that he's in the ring smoking because I don't know. My son is like, is he smoking a cigarette? I'm like, yes. And if you ever pick one up, I'm going to fucking kill you. It's exactly what I told my son. Granted, I will never kill my son, but I don't want my son smoking. I don't want him thinking smoking is cool. I don't want him thinking it's okay to smoke a cigarette because it's not. But anyway, as Jeff lights one up in the background, probably.
Oh, shit. I was reaching for my lighter to do the gimmick. I'll say this, White. Did you see the logo?
I did.
Dude.
And here's the guy that they're
now we're gonna agree. Now it's gonna be Love Fest. Here we go.
The fuck out of people. AC's gonna be like, fuck them. I'm never watching them on TNT. Because CM Punk is his Joey Ryan.
Yeah, good point. Yes.
To hear that Joey Ryan, which we were supposed to find out tomorrow, what Joey Ryan's big announcement is. Who gives a flying fuck? As long as he's not going to AEW, I'm fine. Because I know, which I don't know, the way Vince McMahon's head is right now.
I swear Joey Ryan just signed with Impact. I don't know what type of deal, but I swear they announced that.
They're working the fuck out of us at AEW. If it's one thing that AEW is doing, it's the Young Bucks going, I don't see him signing. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Tony Khan himself, who timed the show, I got to put old Money Mark Khan over, boy. Got to put him over. He's now Tony Khan. He timed up the show 15 minutes to spare. And that Being the Elite that they dropped Monday, you could see him there in Gorilla working his ass off.
Yep.
I got to hand it to him. He took daddy's money and made the most of it. So, but they're working the fuck out of us. CM Punk is the one guy I just could not get for this show. I tried. He's the one guy I wanted to get, but I couldn't get.
He's on my list, but I couldn't get him.
They're going back to fucking Chicago this day, Labor Day weekend. And you know why I think Punk didn't appear at All In? Is because the whole shit with Cabana was still going on. And I think Punk wanted to look at AEW and say, prove yourself to me.
Absolutely. I think that's what it was.
And they've proved it with All In. They're going to prove it with Double or Nothing. Judas is playing. The lights go out. And Cult of Personality blares over the fucking speakers. Now, here's the gimmick. Here's the rub. Fans are not going to be subjective of this. Fans are not going to like this. So, because I think that when Punk comes in, he's going to be a heel. And the reason why is because he screwed Colt Cabana so much with the WWE thing and not paying his legal bills and everything. If they can make fans forget about that,
that's an interesting. I don't know which way to go with that. If they bring him in as a heel, I think he's the one guy that could probably get the crowd to hate him. But dude, that place is gonna erupt though. It's going to erupt.
Yeah, regardless of what he's done to Colt Cabana, because Colt Cabana is a Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah.
And so it's two different companies. then yeah, that place is gonna fucking go nuts. And
I don't know if there's.
I'm gonna bust a nut. I'm gonna have to.
So am I.
I'm gonna have to clean the cum off my TV set if that fucking happens. You're gonna have to. See, there's gonna be a picture of me with a fucking squeegee cleaning nut off my goddamn TV screen. If that happens, and I know AC, Joe White likes CM Punk, dude. You like fucking people who throw 50 super kicks. So come on.
Wow, you're really going at AC tonight.
He goes at it with me every week on this channel. So I'm entitled, and I haven't said a word. Have I ever came back at AC for anything?
It's been a while. I'll give you that.
Flipping my trailer over for AC.
Why, I love the feud between you and AC.
There's no feud. I love AC.
I know you do.
I can't be mad at AC, man. Everybody makes fun of Southern rednecks,
Actually, you do.
So. I do. I'm the most critical.
Yes.
Wait,
is there anything else?
Just because AC's up there where everybody knows your name.
Cheers, AC.
Cheers, man.
Anything else, White? AC Danza. Anything else?
AC Danza, there you go.
Change your Twitter, dude. AC Danza.
That wasn't Tony Danza. That was
Ted Danson. I said Danza.
AC Danson.
AC Danson. I like Danson.
It. There you go. I like that. He's dancing. since AC thinks he can sing now, he's dancing.
What's it? What? Sing? What?
Oh, yeah, AC tried to sing, and it was just like nails on a chalkboard, man. But
oh yeah, I see where you're going there.
During that 4-hour thing that y'all guys did,
what was he singing?
I don't remember. I think he was singing the Young Bucks' theme song.
He was singing. I can't remember.
Oh my God, that's another thing. If I never hear that, never say top man, never say die, never go down, I'm gonna spit in your eye. I am sick of that song, Young Bucks. Get something different, please.
Why do you think I put that on that video? Just to drive you crazy, White.
Down. I get it. It's an 80s montage song. I get it. But do you have to play it in every fucking video?
It's the theme song, White.
No, the theme song is The Elite.
No.
The Elite.
Well, yeah. Well, they have two. It's like a signature move. And
it's like, hi, we're here. Hi, we're here. I'm kind of like being the Elite in a way, because it's like, hey, we're traveling down the road today. And we're going from match to match as usual because it's our fucking job. And look at the back of our car. It's got a lot of shit in it, like my trailer used to have. We're hauling things from SoCal to Vegas. And,
cool.
We'll catch you guys later. And then they never say blood, never say die. Stick a needle in your eye, blah, 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 blah. And then we're back on the road again. And we're about to walk into the truck stop. We're about to walk. Hey, there's my pal Kenny. What's up, Kenny? There he is in the truck stop getting a Slurpee. Hey, how you doing?
White, one of these days, you're going to run into them. You're going to run into them on the road somewhere. I know you are. And it's going to be great.
And I'm going to film me flipping them off. And then they're going to just keep running after me. And it's going to be now like the 24/7 title because I got to put the Benny Hill theme in there.
Oh, boy.
And the Young Bucks and Cody are going to chase me around the truck stop. And you're going to have a still camera of like, you're going to see trucks on either side. And we're going to be running between the trucks.
I'd watch
Book it, Bucks. Book it. I'm available, Bucks.
I'd press the like button.
I would make being the Elite reach 1 million subscribers. I'm saying that now. Put me on there. Because that's the one thing they don't have as a redneck. I mean, they got Adam Page, but he's, and he grew up like 2 hours east of me. But
Why, is there anything else? I got to get out of here.
Easy there, Seabiscuit.
Great line.
I'm a huge MJF fan. I would buy his shirt. I would wear a scarf. Oh, man.
You need to get a shirt.
He's the number one heel in the company. He's a better heel than Jericho right now because people cheer Jericho. Nobody cheers MJF.
This is true.
So,
but there's no bigger heel than you, White.
Anyway, Let's go home, Edwards. Take it home.
White, thanks for joining me.
Follow me on Twitter at Joe Pillar to Post.
What about that YouTube channel thing you have?
YouTube. Just look up From Pillar to Post on YouTube, and maybe one day I'll get out of the ROTC attachment and get to join AC Behind the Bar as a private, which I don't want to be associated with AC's privates. So,
be honest, White. Yes, you do. Part of
no, dude.
You're curious, at least.
And those privates have been in places that have probably given him frostbite. So I don't want to, no.
White, final question, White. For the Electric City Saint, I'll ask this question. Is there any way that you'll do ever again the old commercials on the YouTube, and then you'll come on and you'll talk about wrestling and NASCAR? And
I can't right now.
Because any way, it'll ever come back.
If I ever get the free time, and if I ever get a computer that works again, yes. Mm-hmm. But right now, can't do it.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm talking to you on my cell phone?
White, I'm just saying it was a good era.
I mean, unless y'all want to start me, since everybody's doing this nowadays, you could start a GoFundMe to get me in a computer.
GoFund White.
GoFundWhite.com, which sounds totally wrong. GoFundWhite.com.
All right, let's head to the white light. You ready?
White power. No, just kidding.
I've used that many times in the past. Stayed away. White, thanks for joining me.
I'm about to flip my trailer over. Anyway, folks, if you see a big rig on the road, give us lots of room. Give us lots of room. Let us over if we signal to get over. If you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you. And we'll see you behind the bar, where everybody knows your name.